Good morning, Don't Unfriend Me Nation. We can't find an F-35 military fighter jet in South Carolina, but we know what Lauren Boebert's boobies were doing at a play Beetlejuice in Colorado. We can follow her around. We know everything that happened from start to finish with a date. We know what she ate. We know that she was vaping. We know that there was some Bobo alert grabbing. I want to be completely honest. If you voted for Lauren Boebert, Bobo, fun bags of boobs, whatever she is, you've got more problems than this video. I understand it's Rifle, Colorado. Now, I grew up in Colorado, going to CU football games. I was from California. We moved to Colorado, lived there for 12 years. It's a great state, was a great state until the liberals took it over and left California because they fled their own political quagmire and brought it to the great state of Colorado, brought marijuana. Now they hate guns. And the hippie movement from Boulder has spread all over. But it's Rifle, Colorado. I understand it's a podunk town. I understand it's southern Colorado. I understand it's near Durango and Eagle and everything else. And it's not necessarily the thriving metropolis. And you have slim pickings, no pun intended, to choose from. I get all those things. But Lauren Boebert is not a person I would ever vote for. She's pretty? Great. So what? There's a lot of people who are beautiful. My wife is gorgeous. She should never run for political office. Because who's going to cook my dinner? I'm just kidding. But this woman, I wouldn't vote for her to begin with. I don't like her policy. I don't like who she is. I think she is just as obnoxious as AOC in the squad. So is Marjorie Taylor Greene. These aren't conservatives. These are people who are opportunists. They're Instagram famous type people. Remember the lady on the plane? I don't know if you saw that clip. I'm Instagram famous, you bum. That's who they are. But you're telling me we can't find an F-35. Like, it's just what? How stealth is it? I'm pretty familiar with the F-35 weapon system. I'm pretty familiar with what it can and can't do. I didn't know it had a cloaking device like the Klingons. But we can't find it. We're being asked to find it and help to find it. How did you find the pilot, but you don't know where the plane is? Essentially what you're saying is that in the middle of the state, you have an F-35 that's went down. You have no earthly idea where it's at. And you need a search and rescue to pinpoint where it's at because there's no possible way that you know where it's at. So there's a couple things that could have taken place. One is that you didn't have air traffic control and you guys weren't squawking to this guy. So you have no idea where he left off. But now there's probably a large concern why you're asking for the help from civilians is because the F-35 is a highly classified piece of equipment. And if anyone thinks that there's not foreign operatives on U.S. soil and they're not going to try to find it, you don't think Russian birds are trying to find it right now. You don't think that there's a foreign agency that's interested in finding this thing. So you push the chicken switch and say, if anyone saw something fall out of the sky and there's a bunch of smoke, can you let us know where that's at? This isn't a Mark 84 torpedo or something. This isn't a Mark II torpedo that comes out of an SSN. And, you know, a team has to sit up there and you get a SEAL team to sit out there in a rubber raft and watch it. This is an F-35. This is a piece of technology you don't want in foreign hands, even if it's on U.S. soil. Because if you think something from Russia crashed in Finland or crashed on the outskirts of Ukraine, that we're not going to go ahead and send a team in there to go and try to get it, you're crazy. Of course they would. If Russian technology was available, and even if it was in Russia, you're telling me we haven't gone in and sent in a team to grab technology that crashed. Of course we did. Of course we have. But we know where Lauren Boebert's boobies are. This is the whole thing. Matt, how can you go from an F-35 to Lauren Boebert's boobies? Because this is what happens. Where's the Epstein video? Has anyone seen that? Here's the footage from this. Epstein's video. Yeah, that's all we got. What about the cocaine that was in the White House? Here's the video for that. Lovely. How about the rest of the January 6 tapes? Here they are. What about the tracking and surveillance from satellites on Epstein Island? Can we do that? What about 86,000 kids missing? Do we have some possible information and video from? No, none of that? Oh. This is the problem. We know where Lauren Boebert's boobies are. Say that 3 times real fast. But here's the problem. I don't care what Lauren Boebert does in the movie theater on her time off. And if she wants to vape in a movie theater, well, then she's dumb. And she should be removed from the movie theater, which she was. And she flipped everybody off. And she was getting handy with her man. Listen, everyone's been in the movie theater. That's why you go to the movies nowadays. Come on. Netflix and chill is much, much better. Okay? Muy bien. I've got a movie theater downstairs that's better than any movie. I don't go to the movie theater. Why would I go to the movie theater? Okay, well, it's a play of Beetlejuice. Okay, all right, that's fine. So you go to a play because you can't watch that necessarily. Let's get the same feeling. The operetics, the overall sound quality is different. Okay, great. She went there. Do you really think Lauren Boebert goes to Phantom of the Opera? Of course not. She doesn't go see Harry Potter. She's the type of girl who goes see Harry Twatter on the Spice Channel. Okay? She went out and she got handy. She's going through a divorce. Who cares? Really, who cares? This is the party that says celebrates people having abortion and wears pink vagina hats. They celebrate Sam Smith. There's plenty there's a senator, I think it's Rhode Island, who literally twerks upside down. Nobody said anything about that. Why? Well, because she's black. That's why. But you got 2 white women. You got Lauren Boebert, who gets grabby with her boy toy, who's a liberal, by the way. So that shows right there that he must have something a hell of a lot more rewarding than his political ideology to her. She is a gun fan, so he must be packing some heat, I would anticipate. But what about Susanna Gibson? She's from Virginia. She's running for the House. Her and her husband decided to go on Chatterbait, I think is what it's called. Chatterbait, I get it. Chat and masturbate, put it together. Ha ha, so clever. And she asked for donations. She had like 7,000 fans. And she would ask for tips in order to do things to her husband. These are public videos. And a Republican operative went ahead and released it. And now it's all out there. She was a doctor. I'm trying to figure out what she did. It doesn't matter. Geriatrics, something to that effect. Podiatry, she has a dog next to her in this picture. She wasn't a vet. She was a doctor. I think it was geriatrics. Does she deserve to run because she has sex? She has sex? Oh my gosh. She had sex for money? Well, maybe she liked that kind of thing. Maybe she liked people watching her. I don't know. I don't care. It's your bedroom. Do what you want. And if Lauren Boebert wants to get felt up in the movie theater and all the Democrats are clutching their pearls. Oh, the kids. The kids. How can you do this in front of kids? Trust me, no kids going to Beetlejuice. Okay? Doubtful. And if they are, these kids are they're on their phone or they're staring ahead. Nobody saw it. It was 10 seconds. Here's the video. I'm not backing her up, but liberals, please. Don't sit here and clutch your pearls that all of a sudden you care about what kids think. You believe that 6-year-olds should decide their gender and have gender mutilation, chemical castration at 6 years old, but they can't see a pair of boobies. Well, guess what? They didn't see a pair of boobies. The guy reached over and fondled her. She did the same to him. It's over. We've all heard the popcorn bucket theory. Who cares? We've all done worse. And this is the problem. And I've said it a million times on this show. If you're going to hold up politicians as holier than thou and you believe that they're omnipotent and that they can do no wrong, then you're setting yourself up for complete disappointment, whether that be Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Lauren Boebert, or Susanna Gibson. You're setting yourself up for failure. These people are sinners. They're human beings. They make mistakes. They do stupid stuff. So do I. Why do you think I won't run for office? I guarantee there's something in my past that I would be like, oh yeah, I'm a little embarrassed by that. Well, I don't know. But I don't want to put my family through that. I don't want to put my kids through that. I'll never run for office. It's not that I don't have the stones. I'm opening up myself to the same level of ridicule here with 10 million people interacting with this site. That's definitely a lot more exposure than running for some district or state legislature seat or city council. But either way, I can control this world a little bit. I get to decide what gets leaked out of the computer to my friends and family. When you run for office, man, there's people in your garbage cans. We can't find an F-35, but we know what's going on with Boebert's Boobies. I need to make a shirt. I'm part of the Boebert's Boobie fan club. I kind of want to do it like this. I want to have like Susanna Gibson over here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, AOC, and I want to do a Twilight thing. Team AOC and Team Boebert, Team MTG and Team Rashid Tlaib. It's all so ridiculous. These people aren't sports franchises. Although they should have all the patches like NASCAR drivers on their gear. These people are not to be emulated. They're not to be idolized. They're not gods. They're elected representatives. And the only thing they're supposed to do is hit yes, no. That's it. Create legislation based upon what their constituency needs. Not worry about what happens with the opposition in a theater, what they eat for dinner, whether they consume porn or not. Who cares? Who cares? If you're having these people be the ideologues for your children, and these are the people your children are looking up to, dare I say, you need to find some new role models. You need to crack the books. You need to open up some history books. You need to look inside your community. You need to look at the patriarch and the matriarch within your own family for that mentorship, because it doesn't happen from people in Washington. It doesn't happen with Susanna Gibson on Chatterbait. And it doesn't happen in some rando theater where Beetlejuice is being played and infrared cameras just are locked onto her the entire time. If you think that wasn't intentional, you also don't think that the Epstein camera shutting off during his demise wasn't intentional. That the J6 tapes weren't completely released, not because of security, but it has everything to do with the narrative. If you think Wuhan wasn't the center of origin and the whole, black market of selling bats and monkeys for food, the wet market in Wuhan story, even though they couldn't contact trace to any animals, and it wasn't a rock throw away at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, where Fauci worked and the NIH and put money into, and the government put money into, and they didn't want to go ahead and accuse it being the China virus and had to relabel it. Why? Because it laid it at their feet and their doorstep. If you think a Russian balloon not being shot down over the Pacific, but we go ahead and let it traverse the United States, isn't a bad thing. If you're not questioning why mail-in ballots and emergency powers were valid during an election, but they're not during the flu and cold season for every other election or during H1N1, you're not asking the right questions. It's not conspiracy theory to say, wow, politics is a nasty business. If you don't think it is, go back to Ted Kennedy and Chappaquiddick. Look at the Iran-Contra. Hell, they assassinated one of our presidents, for God's sakes. Look at Gary Hart and the affairs there. Look at Bill Clinton. Look at the pallets full of cash with Obama. Now look at these love letters that are coming out from male lovers and all this other stuff. Folks, politics is dirty. It's nasty and it's ugly. But what is really, truly full of just bile refuse is people clutching their pearls that somehow the other party doesn't do the exact same thing. I don't care about Lauren Boebert's boobies. I don't care about AOC dancing in college. Every politician is just like every other person out there. They've done stupid stuff. They are sinners. They make mistakes. I care about the other things that this is a distraction for. I want to find out what happened in Lahaina. I want to find out what the investigation, where we're at now. I want to know if Joe Biden has it got involved with pay to play at a level that is compromising his ability to run this country or his handlers to run this country. I want to know if Donald Trump obstructed justice. I truly care. And what I really want to know is who the hell is going to step up and run this country, because there's nobody, in my opinion, who deserves it. If our barometer for this whole thing is that a person can never sin, never make mistakes, do stupid things in public, do things in the privacy of their own home, and have then an expectation of privacy, something that's broadcast all over the internet from a woman who's pretty good looking, and you expect it to stay silent? You know, that might work when your neighbor sees you on OnlyFans or you are chatterbait. They're never going to go to you and go, oh my God, hey, Debbie, I saw you banging your husband last night. That you're safe. But if you're going to run for political office, it's going to out. Somebody's going to say something. And you better be like Russell Brand and get ahead of it. Russell Brand got ahead of it. Hell, he created an entire network that created conspiracy theory around the capitalistic society that was coming for everyone at some point. And the media is after you, and they've been after me for telling the truth. They're going to try to destroy you. They're going to try to destroy me. They destroy everybody. Oh, Blomin' Blakey, I'm Albus Snow. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. He created an entire network about it. So when it does come out that he actually allegedly raped women, but see, it's a capitalistic society inherent in the system coming after me. Folks, this has been a rant. Enough. I don't care. Inflation, the valuation of the dollar, world stability, giving $6 billion to Iran and allowing them to use it any way they want. You know what the Shah said? Shah's like, we're going to use this money any way we want. And why does he sound like a Russian? I don't know, because I can't do the Iranian accent. But the point is, these are the things we should be worried about. Will there be a housing collapse? What happens when the government starts collecting payments on these back house payments and credit card charges and stops allowing the world to default on their payments and world gets back to normal? What's going to happen to the modern day person who can't afford it anymore? What's going to happen with the border? What's going to happen with fentanyl? What's going to happen that Canadian North is looking more and more socialist, and Mexico South looks like ultimately that its entire economy is going to collapse, that its government is so corrupt that it can't sustain, that our northern and southern partners and the entire North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement was completely trash and garbage for so many decades that USMCA is barely able to keep up to have a balanced trade with those two countries because of the current state of what they are and who they are? That the valuation of their own economy is lower than we anticipated ever being? And Canada is bleeding money. And what happens if those relationships don't remain strong? Because we're their defense, whether you know that or not. And we're Mexico's defense. What's Mexico's standing army? The cartel? What's Canada's? The Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs with some hockey sticks. Those relationships have to stay strong. This side of the hemisphere has to stay strong, and it's not. We have a lot to worry about. Lauren Boebert's boobies, although lovely and definitely deserve a glance from time to time, are not my main concern. I'm just a regular dad trying not to raise liberals. Maybe you're the same. Maybe you're trying not to raise conservatives, but we can all agree that this isn't the stuff we should worry about. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. By the way, I didn't tell you, my name is Matthew Spear. Either you cut off because you're like, wow, who's this guy? Or you listened and you liked it. And if you did, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. I'm on Facebook. I'm over on Rumble, YouTube, everywhere else. You can also see us live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 o'clock. Olivia and I will be on tonight. We have a baseball game. Might be 8:30, 8:45. We will let you know. But either way, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. I will see you next time.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
thank you.